welcome back to the channel. Today is a very special day. As you know, I'm obsessed with milestones. I'm obsessed with rare and collectible Acuras, and today we're going to show you a little bit of both. So most of you will recognize this car. It is a Moroccan red. By the way, do you appreciate the t-shirt color? Moroccan red TL Type-S 6-speed manual that my friend James, who I'll introduce you to momentarily, has had for almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in a couple months. And so this car is coming up on a milestone. As it sits right now, 199,981 miles on the odometer. We have a special route planned where we're going to go turn 200K in a particularly special place. We'll tell you a little bit about the car and its ownership history on the way there, but let's get started. Okay guys, we are en route. Just gonna have a little fun with the car here for about the next 15 to 18 miles, then we head to the destination. But as you know, the Type S was a limited offering in the 3rd gen TL. It was 2007 and 2008 where the car got a 286 horsepower V6, the available 6-speed manual transmission, or a 5-speed automatic for those who didn't want to shift their own gears. And one thing that's kind of important to note, and by the way, I'll show you the odometer, 19,982. James is a multi-Acura owner. His obsession, and or maybe doesn't approach that level of interest like mine does, but his interest, we'll say, in the Acura brand started, I believe, with a Legend, wasn't it, James?
It was a 1993 two-door coupe, 6-speed.
Yep. So he went from that to, when I met James, I believe he had a white 6-speed 3rd gen TL, non-Type S, and it was in immaculate shape. I remember that was a particularly nice looking car because it had the optional underbody kit, and it was pearl white with the tan leather interior and a really nicely kept car. In fact, here in just a second, I'm gonna pull out some pictures from when James and I met up when this car was added to the mix. A little backstory, story time. Look at the mileage readings here. So that's James' original TL. That was an 04 with 186,439 miles on it. Believe it or not, he actually sold that car to a friend of mine. And we lost track of it a little bit after that, but it was a beautiful example. There's, of course, my ILX. That car, when this picture was taken, I'd had it for only 2 years, but somehow racked up 92,000 miles. And then here's the Moroccan. So it had just over 100K when James picked it up. The reading that I took an estimate at was like 106. Let me show you some of these other pictures while we cruise to our milestone spot. There's a shot of the 3 cars in the drive. There's the beautiful Moroccan glistening in its freshly delivered form. This car was a Kentucky-owned example. It was mechanically pretty well kept, although James has put a lot of effort into keeping it that way. There you can see the interior. Now, any 3rd gen TL owner is very familiar with the struggles of keeping these perforated seats in decent shape. James, have you had to do any reupholstery on this thing yet?
I haven't. The only problem that I had after, oh gosh, it was maybe like 3 years ago, the dash finally cracked.
Yeah, that's a rite of passage for the 3G TL community, and he's smartly got it at least covered here with some carpet to keep it from getting worse. And look at us.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, those are, and by the way, you look exactly the same. I don't know, I've got some gray in the beard now, but yeah, that was August of 2014, and it blows my mind to think that that was 10 years ago. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but time is just flying. But anyway, 199,986. So we're gonna cruise north a little bit. As you know, if you've ever hunted for a 3rd gen TL Type S 6-speed, they are few and far between, and he actually found this one long distance, and the dealer had basically kind of pulled the rug out from under him. The car had been sold, although the deal fell through, and he ended up swooping in to take ownership. There we go.
And I don't baby it.
Well, these cars are built to to behave that way, and it's a sports sedan. Drive it like one, you know? You have to. So I've got 6 miles to spare. Not steady here. 199,998. And we do apologize for the tire pressure light. James said that just came on. You all know how these tire pressure monitoring sensors are a little bit finicky when the batteries start to go on the fritz, and that's probably what that's related to. But whenever he gets to 199,999, we're hoping to be somewhat close to this neat little street over here that we'll have a little bit of room to ourselves to do some drive-by footage and show you a little bit about the exterior of the car. Okay guys, this is where it starts getting exciting. Is your heart beating yet? James, is this the first time you've rolled 200K in a car?
No, it's not. The Legend Coupe, the 93, I had until about 215,000.
Wow, that was a survivor.
That was the only car I ever had an accident in. It was totaled.
And I think it's this light where we turn.
Yep.
So I'm gonna not get too far off the odometer because I don't want to miss that if it happens literally right here. But luckily we'll be at a little slower pace and I can be steady. And it is, yes, it is 95. We're in early June here in Phoenix. We've already been hitting triple digits consistently for the last couple weeks, I think. We'll just kind of mosey up this road. I think this is anywhere's good. So if we have to loop one up and back once, we will.
And we'll get to see a beautiful Frank Lloyd Wright house.
Yeah, there's a very, I'll show you guys. When I road tested a newer MDX a couple years, oh no, it's up, never mind. A couple years ago, there's a historic home up here that's architecturally significant. You guys are gonna kick out of that. There it is.
Wow.
Pull over.
Perfect.
All right, that was awesome. Yeah, I think if we park facing the city up there, the air is nice today. Yeah.
And not by a trash can.
Oh, that's true. There's usually some dumpster up here.
Wheels
Okay.
angled,
Just
perfect.
As you are. That's great. Yep.
You want it turned off?
Yeah. I'll probably turn it back on to get the odometer reading, but here we go, guys. 200K. Huge, massive congratulations to James and his TL. Look how clean that thing is. And what better place to celebrate than with the panoramic vista of Phoenix in the background. What a clear day too. It's beautiful out. And there's the interior. I think I have to close the door to see the mileage. And there it is, 200,000 on this 07 TL. And I gotta say, the car looks, runs, and drives impeccably for that mileage. As with any older Honda or Acura, it's kind of a testament to the level of care that somebody puts into it. You know, I think the mentality that 100,000 miles is the end of the road for these cars is pretty old-fashioned at this point, and this car has easily got another 200K in it. Here's the house I was telling you guys about. This is a classic Frank Lloyd Wright. You really got to get on the Zillow pictures to appreciate it, but it's got an incredible pool, and the view of the city, especially at night, is unmistakably awesome.
Now, shall I stop on this hill coming up and
Oh, geez.
really show you?
We might burn that clutch if you do this. This is steeper than it probably looks on video, but we're going straight downhill right here. All right, the last rite of passage is we're going to give James a certificate of excellence. and I don't know if you can read this, but it's awarded to James for achieving 200,000 miles in his 2007 TL Type-S. And we're gonna notarize this in red, for Moroccan red. Today is the 8th,
Yes.
2024, and the official signature. And that can go in his office. And the last piece is a little homemade sticker that's not really sticky back, it's just laminated, but we'll pretend that's gonna stick here, and the TL is now worthy of it. So congratulations.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. Oh man, I gotta move your seat. There we go.
Tyson gets special privileges. Nobody else
This is
drives
not
this
something
car.
very many people get to do.
My husband cannot drive this car.
Oh, look at that clutch action. I do like to take this little curve carefully because it's a bit of a steep one. So yeah, it's been a couple years since I sold my TLS, and I keep saying it, but every time I drive one of these cars, it just brings this flood of memories back. And there's a few reasons for that. One of my favorite things about the 3rd Gen TL, and you're doing yourself a disservice if you own one of these and if you haven't played a DVD audio disc, the sound system in these cars is actually really good for its time. It was done in collaboration with Elliott Shiner, ELS. Have you played any DVD discs in here?
I have, and also, as you can see, I've always thought it's the coolest thing that this was the last car made in the US that had a 6-disc CD changer and a cassette tape.
Yeah.
Which I periodically use just for fun.
It's also part of that whole nostalgia thing. I'm guilty of playing my burned CDs and mixtapes from, 20 years ago, and that's part of the automotive sort of affinity for me, is these cars are elements of nostalgia. That doesn't sound like a 200,000 mile car.
No, you drive it even better than I do.
Too many years and miles of stick shift practice.
Yes.
So believe it or not, like my 94 Legend Coupe 592K
Wow.
is on the original clutch, and don't ask me how, because I bought the car at 95,000, but that thing is holding on for dear life. So we'll see if I can squeeze it all the way up to 600.
You baby that car.
Yeah, it's been drag raced once or twice, but other than that, it's a little bit elderly now, so I take it easy.